At the end of 2020, I dislocated my ankle. Yeah, because the good Lord was like, my child, fuck you. I dislocated my ankle because I fell all the way down my stairs because I was too excited to leave my house. And I had to go to Glendale Memorial Hospital. If you are ever in the greater Los Angeles area, I say don't go, okay? No, I did not have a nice time, no. Honestly, it was very bad. A nurse tried to steal my underwear. We'll get into it, but first, my ambulance ride was $700 fucking with insurance. And nobody even offered me water. I was like, this is the worst Uber I have ever been in. My God, also the hospital propped my leg up with a pillow from my own living room. People kept walking by being like, Target? I was like, no, Anthropology, I'm thriving. It also took 7 men to get me out of my house. And I was like, I could be embarrassed, or I could get a gangbang. But I did not have a nice time. There was no gangbang to be had. And at the hospital, I said, excuse me, can I have pain medication? Because I am not thriving. And the nurse said, oh, okay. And he gives me the IV, and he gives me a little pump or something. I was like, yum, 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 yes, she's alive. And I was like, actually, no, I still passed away. What the fuck was that? And he said it was a placebo. It was a saline injection. And I said, sir, my ankle looks like a fucking U-turn. You better give me some fucking shit. And I don't know if you guys know this, but black and brown people are prescribed opioids at a lower rate than white people. So white people have a higher addiction rate to heroin. And I said to myself, maybe sometimes racism's good? Because black and brown people have kind of circumvented the opioid crisis. Anyway, back to that nurse who tried to steal my underwear. So I was laying in the hospital bed and I said, excuse me, I have to pee. And he said, oh no, you can't walk. I said, there's a ton of motherfuckers in this hospital who can't walk. How do they pee? And he said, let's get Jenny. I was like, who the fuck is Jenny? Who is she, the pee whisperer? What's happening? So Jenny comes in, and this is truly what she sounded like. She said, oh no, you gotta go pee-pee. And I said, yes, Jenny, I have to pee-pee. And then she explains this machine to me. She goes, okay, here is the canister, and then here is the hose, and then it sucks it up, and you put this little part right on your hoo-ha. And I was like, hoo-ha? Hoo-ha? Use the medical term, pussy. What are we doing? Grow up. So I put it on my hoo-ha, and Jenny says, okay, go! So I start to pee, and it just puddles up right under me. I looked at Jenny and I said, I don't think it worked. And then Jenny said, oh no! We gotta clean you up! And then Jenny cleaned me up like I was a big fucking baby. She was like, we gotta get the right cheek clean and the left cheek clean. We gotta get in your crack. I love your butt. Boop, boop. She didn't sing. She hummed, which I think is creepier. And when she was done, she said, we gotta take your panties. They're all wet. I said, Jenny, they're not wet. I pulled them down pretty far. And she said, I'm taking them. And I was like, no, please don't. She said, I am. And I was like, no, we played tug of war with my fucking underwear. Until I was like, Jenny, they're not fucking wet. And then Jenny said, so then, this fucking hospital bed. I am there for so long. I am there for a full 8 hours. I clocked in and out. And I looked at the nurse again. I said, excuse me, I have to pee again. And he said, let's get Jenny. And I said, let's get Jenny. So Jenny comes back and she says, again? And I was like, yeah, you fucking Teletubby again. So we go through the same thing. I put the thing on my hoo-ha. The only difference is the other nurse didn't leave the room. And Jenny said, okay, go! And before I could go, the other nurse said, wait, Jenny, you didn't turn on the machine. Do you think Jenny has the most specific kink of all time? She went all the way to nursing school, got a job in a hospital, and was like, fingers crossed, I'll get to clean up a messy fat